Sending data. We're live, we think. Not yet. Hey! How is everyone today? I hope you are doing good. We're supposed to be going over Nyobi tonight with Larry Higgins, but he seems yet to appear, as well as Metal. Too many M's around here. Metal, model, mallet. But also at the same time, it's good. And I don't mind having people around. Oh, here is Metal. Hello, Metal. How are you doing?
How are you doing?
I'm good. Just waiting for Larry from Nyobi. Apparently, we agreed in the chat last week, but he's not here. So I hope he shows up.
Yeah, it even says in the chat, thanks for the reminder.
Oh, he did?
Well, right there in the YouTube chat, it says, from Rebel Gaming, thanks for the reminder.
Okay, I haven't seen it yet. Yeah, bring up the chat. Apparently, Restream's having a problem with it.
No, that was posted way later when you put up the reminder for the stream.
Oh, okay. Where is the chat for this? Oh. And so hopefully you will be here soon. Then. I guess that was earlier in the day then that he put that up. Or was that just shortly going live or whatever?
Oh, it was like within minutes of you putting up the reminder, I think.
Oh,
like when you schedule the stream.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Hey, so I'm not sure what to do till he comes. Not too many people here yet, anyways, which is good, I guess. But hopefully he will be here soon. He's got 2 DMs. I sent, well, of course, one in the group, and then I sent a direct one to him. Well, maybe while I'm waiting here, I can share this out on a few various mediums, like Twitter, and give him maybe another reminder. Nyobi Comics and Marvel Gaming. We tweeted it out. Let's grab the link and put it in the Discord. You have follow Rick at Cross After Dark with Larry Higgins. about Nyobi Birthright too. I'm working on the overlays on my channel. And Dark Links in the chat says hi as well. So we are on After Dark. After Dark. So there we go. There's that. Or maybe I will show Nyobi in a minute.
Message retracted by Evan Hotep.
Yes, it may be retracted in YouTube.
But it's still a restream.
Yeah. And of course all of the Discords. Or will it be in the Discords? It's hard to tell. So this is Nyobi Birthright number 2. Larry's done like 8 books. Still here on the Discord. Just before this, I was actually on with Avery from Avery Buttersworth. He had a stream up that went pretty good. Dillard was on there. John got his comics today. And I do mean comics. He got his wife's, and about 30 bucklers.
That's a lot of bucklers.
Yeah, so that's cool. Not sure what to say. Story, what's happening? I don't want to read too much before he gets here. He's almost doubled his goal. This is good. He's got 23 days to go, 193 backers. Cool. Dark Link says he got the coloring book. Yay. Yeah, I'm going to be getting that soon. I might get you to send me the digitals. Were you going to be doing a line art for my coloring book?
I don't know yet.
Okay. Evan, are you going to do some line art for my coloring book? Eagle says, Rick. Yes, Eagle. I'm not sure. Jeez, I hate it when this happens. When you should always have something else prepared for in case this happens.
You'd always just switch on your webcam and start doing disco.
Yeah. Oh, and I got a new chair. No more squeakiness, people. No more squeaky chair.
I'm going to make my chair extra squeaky just to make up for it.
And it's really nice and comfortable too. I could lay back and go to sleep. You know.
Rick, don't go to sleep on your stream. Nobody will ever forgive you.
Yeah, I'd never hear the end of that, would I? The trolling that would be done. Bullet says ASMR.
Yeah, they'd be like, "Hey, remember that time Rick fell asleep on his stream? Yeah, man, it was pretty weird."
Yeah, I was better right there. I'd say beside,
Oh no, if you fell asleep on your stream, I would totally turn this into an impromptu comedy ASMR stream at your expense.
well, by my side, it would mean you would have fallen asleep as well. I just would meant you would have been on the stream. You know, the art. Evan says, what's Evan got to say? The guest is not here yet. Mallet. I think I'm gonna DM him again. I'm not sure what to do. Get get both owned wrecked.
This was all just a prank by LP to get you ready to do something for a show and then just leave you dry. High and dry.
Yeah. Why would I believe that? That's the problem. Let's make sure he's not doing his own show right now. No, it doesn't say he's on, so that's a good thing.
Oh, he was on this morning right before I went to bed. Oh, there he is. LOL, is this happening now? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yes, 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. That'd be 11 o'clock your time? I thought this was in another hour. Wasn't Higgins Magnum PI Butler? No, Higgins was the he didn't own
this. He was the property manager.
Yeah. I only start work at 11. I'm gonna need a few minutes. Okay, no problem, Larry. So we'll continue to try and entertain while we wait for Larry.
No, Rick didn't forget about time zones. He forgot about said schedule related to the time zones.
Well, I thought Larry knew when I started, and I said to him last week, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Which you should have known was 11 his time. You should have come back an hour. Rick the doctor. I'm not a dog. Mallet.
Well, if a doxer was a dog, would that be like a mix between a dachshund and a boxer?
Yeah. Somehow I think so. Get both time zoned and wrecked. Bullet. Mallet says he could stream for an hour. Well, I don't think we'll have to wait an hour, but maybe 5-10 minutes. More like Rick. Good one, Mallet. Middle.
Yeah, I would have said that one out loud, but it would have lost the feeling or power if I didn't spell it out first.
He goes like, Rick, should we go watch Mallet? Stream and come back in an hour? No. Bullet, I might drop the coffee cakes off at the pool. So fun, so fun. Well, maybe while we're waiting, here I'll show. I've done some more coloring on the Canadian Shield number 2. We've got to do something about right here with the emblem. It's a little too straight. But what do you think?
Mallet says that he could go color one of your good contributions to the coloring book. Or, hear me out, you could color one of my contributions to the coloring book.
Yeah. Maybe I'll just do it on Discord. Says Mallet. Rick, you should go finish the last level of Observer and then come back. What's the last level of Observer? So, you were talking about the space underneath the sign. If you see, I went and highlighted that area and I put the gradient in there. What do you think?
No, I don't like that.
You don't?
No. You know what I would have done?
What?
I would have mostly left it the way it was. I would have just grabbed like the nearest blue color and then just kind of like softly brushed the top.
Uh-huh. Well, I can still do that. It's not like it's hard.
Yeah. Because you still want it to look like it's the same pattern of the sky. I just think like the way it was so brightly blue, it didn't look like it was going with the rest of the sky.
Well, it's too strict. Up the emblem. Make the emblem happy? Okay. Dark and Link says, so I think I found my favorite page of the Cult of Raven Halloween coloring book. And what page would that be?
If it's one of mine, I'm going to be severely disappointed.
When does the Canadian Shield fight a flock of birds? I don't know. We could make that happen. I have a character called Condor eventually.
I was going to say, you could just make a villain that is like a sapient hive mind flock of birds that all functions as a single unit.
Yeah. Well, Condor, I have, like I said, well, it's a name, and I'm trying to come up with a decent look, but he's going to control a bunch of condors. I don't think I should say it might get a lot of flack. Rick, the warehouse building needs stars and clouds and the moon. Yeah, well, I just started these ones. I'm actually going to put some stars in this guy too. The page is far from finished.
Evan wants me to tell you that he never asked me to do a page for the coloring book.
I'm asking you now. Yeah, I never sent you a DM. I can if you want.
He never sent the copy pasta that he just sent to everybody else, including me.
This meat thing says it cannot find my mic. I'll try and reboot. Okay. Yeah, because he's come on with it before, right? Meat?
I think so.
Mallet says your product should be, and I quote, thanks for the input, sir. I believe it needs a little bit more, unquote. Can I have some more, sir? Can I have some more? So hopefully by the end of this week, a lot of people start getting their Canadian shields. Dillard already got his today. Actually, I think Wednesday, I know one person should be getting theirs, and if things goes according to plan, I believe Thursday, Dirk and Link will get his. You gotta buy it first, Mallet.
Yeah, Evan wants you to know that he's working on a harem manga, and he doesn't have time to submit a coloring book page.
Uh-huh.
Which I believe, because Evan is really slow.
Yeah, true. Yeah, and the only reason I know about a few of these people's things is because like 3 people got tracking numbers for my whole campaign. Not because I wanted to get tracking numbers.
Though, funny enough, Evan and Mallet were talking about doing a coloring book of their own. But then I believe that they're trying to rope me into doing all the work, so I don't think that's going to happen.
And he is a mummy again. And he is a mummy. He is already dead? I think you meant to put? Okay. Okay. What? I don't believe that was the entire plan, says Mallet. Metal open for comms yet? Commissions yet? Asks Dirk and Link.
Maybe. Depends on the commission and being selective about it.
Yeah, you still got 2 4-page short stories to do. You got a harem manga that maybe you do in.
Several commissions that are promised as rewards as well. There's a bunch of stuff.
Yeah. Oh, I think I heard Larry. Oh, maybe not. Rick says this. Rick says this in a pirate voice. Thanks for the ship delivery, but you couldn't have gotten one slightly bigger. Thanks for the ship, do it, but you couldn't have gotten one slightly bigger. Okay. Okay, so I might end up having to use something different for Larry. Come on, we might have to go over and use Hangouts. If you can't get on this. The clock is ticking, says Dirkenman.
Well, the clock never stops ticking. That's the thing. Time just always goes forward.
You're listening? Are you still having problems? Thank you, Rick. You're welcome, I think, Eagle. Rectal Evan Metal Evan Rectal Metal Evan canceled animation. He has to return to work on after the hair manga battle.
He said that he canceled the animation he was doing to resume work on after the hair and manga battle.
Okay, hold on, Rebel. Well,
Are we hopping over to a hangout?
Well, you stay here. I'm just gonna get a hangouts up for him.
Well, we can't be in two different locations, Rick. It doesn't work that way.
Well, yeah. Well, I can have both on screen or whatever.
Yes, but see, then I can't communicate with him.
Oh. Oh yeah, he won't be able to hear anything you say. Where is Hangouts?
Evan says, no, Rick, use your Discord. I don't think that's going to be an option here. I don't think LP has gotten into the whole Discord thing yet. Yeah, I think we even had this conversation with him before, too.
Okay, video call. Copy to share. Okay, so I put the thing. I think. Okay, Metal. I put the Hangout link. So there, that's done.
I'm back.
In Hangouts or? Yeah, you're in Hangouts.
Yeah. But I think.
Hail, brothers! Hail!
Hail!
We'll change it real quick.
Am I LIVE live?
You are live you are live with me, but not with.
No, I hear metal.
Yeah, but they don't hear you. They wouldn't hear you in the thing.
You're still setting up OBS to pick you up.
Oh, okay, that's not hard. All you have to do is put desktop audio on, and they'll be able to hear everything.
Yeah, well, yeah. I think. Can you guys hear them out there? They just won't be able to see you guys.
Hail Raven, man. Hail Raven. Rick, do a Ghost Viking voice. Christopher C. He likes to call me Turkey Neck. He says the internet, the Piper, can be everywhere.
Rick, please hit the gear in Hangouts and change your microphone to the right one. You sound like you're underwater again.
Oh, okay.
Don't drown on me, Rick.
Is that better now?
Yes. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, Rick, what you probably would want to do is share via window capture the Hangout.
Yeah.
On OBS. That's what I do when I run.
Yeah. I just let's see.
We have King's Kid here. He says yes.
She says yes. That's my mom.
Oh, hi, Mom. How's it going? Can you hear me, Mom? Am I okay? Am I good?
Can everybody in the chat hear those guys?
Yeah, we need to see one or two more yeses. Mallet CNC works as I was told to hashtag no balls.
Yeah, that was Evan. He was telling you to grow a pair and get on Discord.
You know, I have Discord. I just hardly ever use it.
Okay, so I think we got.
All right, so Rhythm Studio says he can hear everyone. I'm sorry, Rick. Listen, I thought this was tomorrow night, and then like I was surfing around on YouTube and I saw that you had like this scheduled. I'm like, shit, that's tonight. I'm like, but I work tonight. I'm like, man, I don't remember agreeing to Monday, but cool, okay, Monday night. I'll bring my I'll bring my laptop into work and we'll set it up. And then it's like when I saw the reminder, it said like it told me it was going to be at midnight. I'm like, oh, okay, so that's cool. I can get to work, I can get settled in, and then it'll be at midnight, and we can just start. And it's like, no, it's 11, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm just rolling in the door then. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Oh, no problem. Well, I think you were in the chat last Monday when I was doing the other interview, and you said about it going Nyobi starting on Tuesday, and I said you want to come on next week.
Yeah.
And I said next Monday, and you probably just
that probably just went over my head, and
Yeah, which is.
But we're here now, brother. We're here now.
Yeah.
I will let you know that since I am at work, at any moment, at any time, I could just immediately disappear.
Yeah, that's all right.
Like if someone comes to the desk, I'm just gonna have to drop everything and handle that. You know what
I mean? I understand.
So like,
it's okay, I'm here. We can improvise.
Yeah. So like, if you ask me a question, all of a sudden I go mute or I disappear. Like, why?
Yeah.
But usually it's pretty dead. It's Monday night. It's still in the COVID pandemic.
Yeah.
Most of the people that stay at this hotel are already sort of in bed. Like.
Yeah. We got Marsupio in the chat here too with us.
We do
on the panel. Hey, Marsupio.
Hey guys. Hey, how's it going?
Is your voice feeling any better?
It's about the same as yesterday.
Mallet here says, I'm looking forward to Rick not letting his guests talk. Oh, I don't think you got to worry about that. I can usually, I can overtalk Rick. It's not a problem.
Christopher sees that says, that's Rick's interview style. Keep him off balance. Surprise!
Rick, I got to tell you something. I'm loving the mullet you got rocking here, brother.
Thanks.
Yeah, business in the front, party in the back. You got it going on, man.
Yeah.
So what's going on, man? What's up with everyone? What's the haps?
Oh, well, I've got a new mic, as you hear. It sounds everybody's liking that, I think.
Yeah, brother. Well, we had mentioned, or Metal had mentioned that it sounded like you were drowning before.
Yeah. I just got to change it over on every single application as I go on to it. So
I just put his webcam mic for some reason first.
I've been called Ryobi. Isn't like Ryobi like don't they make like lawnmowers and shit? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's a Japanese company that makes like various outdoor stuff. I'm sure lawnmowers one of them, weed eaters.
Right.
Power tools.
Which is superior, BattleTech or Shadowrun? Well, it depends. BattleTech was more or less a mech miniature battle game. Not so much a role-playing game, where Shadowrun was essentially an RPG where you would make characters and role-play personalities. While they had that in BattleTech, it was called Mech Warrior. So they're two different sorts of games, but in the end, BattleTech is superior. And I always go with Marauder, usually Clan 2, a 100-ton mech that can jump on your head. Hope that answers your question.
Let's see, Mallet said, so why is Marsupio here? Because the link is in the chat, and he said, come here.
Why not?
Why not? Yeah, man. Yeah, exactly. Why not?
Very, very rude question there.
Yeah. I say the more people, the merrier,
And Darken Link says, sup, Marsupio. Okay, so
I'm gonna share this out to the Book of Face, Rick. I'm gonna share this on my Facebook, and then my Facebook is going nuts because Rick, it turns out I got into a little bit of drama. You know what I mean?
you and drama never.
Yeah.
Was this the Mike Wheeler thing that I saw?
Yeah, completely. And so like I'm still like answering messages and DMs and questions, and so my Facebook is probably gonna go nuts for a few more minutes here.
Yeah, no problem.
So if you hear boing, 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 you know what's going on. But yeah, that's exactly what it is. He, basically, and I'm going to get into this tomorrow night. So cheap plug for my show tomorrow night. But if you want the goods on the new indie comics Civil War on Facebook, come tune in tomorrow night. For the Rebel Night Late Show. And, I'll give you all the goods. But the long and the short of it is that the Wheelers have launched a site called IndieCrowdfund.com, and their whole shtick is that they have made claims that they have contacted all these retailers, all these comic book shops, and all these comic book shops are biting and just waiting to purchase your independent comic book from their platform to store on their shelves. Okay. And the funny thing is there might be like 5 or 6 books up on there. And one book is called Boobs. Okay. Now, this is the Mike Wheeler book. All they have to show for it is a cover. There was no script. And I know there's no script because I was talking to Mike when we used to be cool, when this idea was first came into fruition. There is no interior art pages as of yet. Nothing has been updated. They haven't even updated any stretch goals. All they got is a cover and a name, right? And apparently, the thing is that the owner of the site, he's the only guy that's got any backers. $13,000 for this book called Boobs that essentially doesn't even exist. And the claim of fame is that one comic shop bought 1,300 copies of this book at essentially on an average of $10 a book. And they expect me to believe this. They expect me to believe that the owner of the site is the only guy that has made any sort of money on the site, that one comic book shop bought 1,300 copies of an independent comic book that doesn't even have anything to show. Now listen, I don't know any comic shop that buys 1,300 copies of anything, let alone an independent comic book, whether that be Batman, Superman, X-Men, whatever, okay?
Yeah.
And the 13 grand on, a copy of a book that essentially doesn't exist. And you expect me as a creator who's been contacting comic book shops, who's been doing the grind for years, you expect me to believe that? You're on crack. Okay? Now, that was like,
I could see some sort of distribution of it, but not one comic book company.
No, it's 1,300 copies at $10 a pop for $13,000, right? Now, I want you to keep in mind that this is coming from the guy that runs the site. So if I ran a site, I can fudge any fucking number I want to, too, and make any sort of claim. And the reason why I believe this was done is to drive traffic to the site. Like, hey, look, it actually works. We made 13 grand. No, you didn't. You lied about it and trying to convince people that you did. And so, when that all came about, and I brought this all up, and other creators have brought it up to me, I almost got sucked in, Rick. I almost ran on the site. I almost drank the Kool-Aid, but after some more research and some more digging, we just kind of find out, how sort of shady that this all really seemed. And they got mad. Now the latest claim is if you run on Kickstarter and you run on Indiegogo, and this is coming from Mike directly, the screenshots are posted on my Facebook, that you are a joke. That if you only sell 200 to 300 copies of your book directly to customers, you're a fucking nobody. You're a joke. Get out of the business. You need to be on our site. It is the biggest crock of shit I've ever fucking heard in my life. And that's the short version of it. You want the long version? We'll give it to you tomorrow with screenshots and video clips and the whole works, man.
And you can
I went to the site too. It gets weirder if you actually start digging through their terms of service, which is long for such a small site.
Right?
So, and if you dive. Yeah, I was going to say, if they want your site, there is, or YouTube, there's a link in the description for your YouTube.
Yeah. And so what happened was, then earlier today, I wake up, and basically there was a post made by Mr. Wheeler, and I'll just read a little bit of it here. It says, Civil War, basically. He's talking about an independent comic book, Civil War. Now, when people think Civil War comics, they usually think CG versus everyone else. Now, this actually has nothing to do with CG whatsoever. What this has to do is with a group of creators who kind of associate with each other on Facebook. So basically, there's like some infighting. And he goes on to say, and I quote, just as in comics, there will be a civil war in the indie community. I said it months ago, indie crowdfund would make waves. I guess no one took me seriously. It is the EVS model of gouge the customers for 20 to 30 and get 200 to 400 books sold, or the Wheeler model, sell it to retailers at $5 a book and get 2,000 to 5,000 books sold. Let's just pause there. I have yet to fucking see that. And let the customers pick them up in the shop. That's what it really comes down to. Eventually, everyone will need to pick a side. Pops just chose the winning team. It's as simple as that. The only thing that we've seen him point out is promissory estoppel, in layman's terms, saying that they would commit and failing to do so. What do you make of that, Rick?
Wow. Crazy. Definitely.
The drama, right? The drama,
yeah.
You know. But you know, if he wants to, you know, stir that pot up with me, you know, I'm sure many people will understand that I'll come and answer the call. It's not a problem, you know. I've shot down things like this before. I'll shoot them down again.
Yeah.
Already, I heard that Mike has turned off his comments. You know, so it's already not looking good for him. But we will hit this up tomorrow. Here's the thing, man. Everyone has a right to run their comic book business their way. Yeah. And if you think by insulting the creators is a way to get them to come to your site by calling them pathetic and jokes because they work their asses off to sell 200 or 300 comics to the fans that really want them, and you're going to shame them for that, buddy, man, we got fucking issues, and we're going to address them.
Yeah. Oh, heck, I know. I sold less than 100. I worked my ass off.
Mm-hmm. So
you know, I was thinking of going to them, but you know, with just a little bit you're saying here, I think I'm going to rethink that. Well, in fact, I'm doing a coloring book to test the waters on Indiegogo again for trying to get my money in Canadian dollars instead of American, and seeing whether that makes a difference. It should, but you know. And Mallet says bye. But oh yeah, that is crazy on that for sure.
Well, you know, it's just I think people got nothing better to do in this, like, you know, pandemic week. That everyone is sitting at home, everyone is live streaming, everyone is kind of at each other's throats. And I think what the Wheelers are trying to do is publicly pick fights to draw attention to them and to their site. Yeah,
that could be it for sure. You know, Squeaky Wheel gets degrees. You know, some sort of drama at least brings something to your site, maybe, or whatever.
Yeah, you know, get those rage clicks going. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know, we had that for, you know, the last 2 years. We don't need it anymore. Or the last year.
I don't know, Rick. Maybe you and I can have a fake war and draw more attention to each other's sites.
Well, it's like professional wrestling, you know. You give two men, put two men in a ring and give them a reason to fight, and you know, eat the popcorn and watch. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. So that's a lot for sure. But you are now on Nyobi Birthright number 2, eh? So.
Oh, man, you gotta talk about that. Is that what's happening?
Yeah, that is what we are supposed to be talking about.
Just hold on, dude. I gotta read this message. I'm getting fucking creator messages here.
Yeah, no problem.
It's ridiculous, dude. Like, when you step into this pool, man, you know. Just hold on. I got there's 5 of them here.
Okay. Hey, Art of Reed.
You know, and as I'm telling this particular person here is that we must set the example, you know what I mean, for other young creators. Because here's the problem, is that, you know, people who are just kind of getting into this maybe for the first time, or let's say they're a little bit naive, you know, they're going to hear this bravado. They're going to hear this. If you're only selling 300 copies, you're a joke. You got to come with us, right? And you know, I can see new creators getting swept in by that, and I can see people getting taken for a ride.
Yeah.
And you know, and my problem is that, you know, we can't let these you know, young cats get scammed and get taken for a ride. You know, it costs a lot of money, a lot of time and effort. You know, the blood, sweat, and tears. And Rick, you would know, because you know, you make comics, and so would Metal, that, you know, this isn't easy. Sometimes it's, you know, it costs a few dollars. Sometimes it's, you know, a lot of work and little reward. And to just give that away, and in the hopes that all these retailers are going to buy your book off this obscure site that that no one knows of, controlled by one man, it just isn't feasible, and it just isn't going to happen. You know, the fact of the matter is that more retailers are closing than opening, and they're not selling as many books, right? So I you know, have a hard time believing that there's all these retailers waiting to jump the gun to fill their shelves with indie comic books that no one has ever heard of and expect to sell them when they can hardly sell Batman, Superman, and the X-Men, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
This is why crowdfunding is what it is right now. That's why there is a crowdfunding boom, because people are kind of, you know, just overlooking the shops, to be quite honest with you, and they're going to Indiegogo, they're going to Patreon, they're going to Kickstarter to find the things that they're interested in.
Yeah, for sure. And Dan Oliveira is here.
Yeah.
He says, what's up?
Do you know who Dan Oliveira is?
Not offhand. He's probably one of your followers.
He's not a follower. He's
I just by follower, I mean he.
No. But let me explain. He's the colorist of Nyobi.
Oh, cool. Very cool.
Dan Oliveira has worked for Zenescope Comics. He's worked for Action Lab Comics on Puppet Master and Vampblade. You know, the man's got some cred, brother.
Oh, yeah.
I was going to say, he does a good job looking at these pictures.
Yeah, brother. Thanks.
Yeah, I would love to. I'd love to have him on sometime.
Well, I'd like to have him on my show. I've been trying to convince him, but he tells me his English isn't that great and he won't do it. See, Dan's in Mexico.
Yeah. Hola,
my artist Samir, he's in Brazil. Like, you know, we're the United Nations, man.
Oh man, that's the 3 different languages right there.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I went to Brazil like last summer. Well, not the summer that just passed, but the summer before. I went on a missions trip there.
The Art of Reed, that's Willie Reed. He says, hi, ladies. Hello. Ego43 says, the Shadow is superior to Batman. Christopher C., he likes to call me Turkey Neck, Rick. Apparently I'm old Turkey Neck now. So old Turkey Neck can just throw variant covers at him until he cries. Rick, I have a problem. You see, I have this thing called a variant cover addiction.
VC. You have a lot of variant covers.
Yeah, VCA, Rick, is what I call it. Variant cover addiction. I got to go to VCA Anonymous. I need to seek some serious help, brother. I got 8 variant covers on this campaign.
Oh, wow. You're
What do you
crazy.
think of that, Rick? Yeah. Is that not in the definition of insanity? Just do one thing over and over again and expect the same result?
That might just be a little bit worse than Mike's obsession.
Well, I'll tell you this. It was a gamble, but I couldn't resist saying, you know, not having, say, a Matthew Weldon do a cover for us, or having, you know, Randy Green from Witchblade do a cover for us, or a CB Zane, or a Steph Wilson, or a Paul Green, who just knocked it out of the park, brother. I just couldn't say no. I couldn't stop myself. I was like a junkie who needed his fix. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
when you get all these good, are they coming to you, or are you asking them?
A lot of it's me asking them.
Oh,
You know, a lot of it is also like, hey, we really like what you're doing. You know, hey, you know, like in the case of Randy Green, he actually had backed the project and was tweeting it out quite a bit, like retweeting it. And I'm like, wow, man, this guy, you know, to me is like a legend in the industry in the sense of like he, you know, worked on one of my favorite comic books of all time, and here he is retweeting my stuff. And so I made an overture to him, like, hey, you know, I don't know if you're doing covers, I don't know if you're still in concert. Would you like to, you know, do a cover for us? And you know, immediately said, yeah, I'm in. You know, so it was cool.
Oh yeah, that sounds great for sure.
That is the power of the Twitter, folks.
Yeah. Oh well, maybe we should show up. Maybe we should show off Dan's thing.
Yeah, man. Yeah, bring it up. I'll tell you this. You know, it's our best Kickstarter we've ever ran. The gamble on the multiple variant covers has seemed to have paid off. We have, and so we're going to see this in Canadian dollars, right?
Yeah.
So the number is going to look higher to us than it actually will look for the Americans, but that's all right. I'm sure one of the Americans can tell us what we actually raised because the world works in U.S. dollars. But, according to this, we are at 193 backers, so we're almost at 200. We need like 7 more to get to that even 200, right?
Yeah.
And we've raised at this point 9,859 Canadian dollars.
Yeah, almost double your goal.
Yeah, not only that, we made goal in 7 hours, which was phenomenal.
Yeah.
The last campaign we did for Nyobi Birthright Part 1, during the whole 30 days, Rick, we raised $7,200, right?
Yeah.
So in like 4 or 5 days, we blew past that, and now we're almost reaching the 10 grand Canadian mark. Now,
Yeah.
let me tell you something. 7,200 was the best that we had ever done at that point.
Yeah.
This year now is the best that we've ever done, and we've done it in 5 days.
That is very, very cool.
So things go well, and I think this is part of the reason for some of the drama is that when other people sort of see you do well, that sort of jealousy factor sets in, and people get a little bitter, and they want to tear it down to kind of prop themselves up, and that's kind of what we're seeing happening here lately.
Let's see, Matthew Weldon.
Yeah, RB White, man, Randy Green right there. And so, like, for anyone that doesn't know anything about Nyobi at all, Nyobi is what's called a genome, which is a mutant in my world, like the X-Men. And, she has the power of teleportation, and her powers are slowly wreaking havoc on her body. So she's got to kind of pick and choose when she uses her powers. And right now, it's still her younger days, so she's a little reckless. But, she gets into a controversial situation that involves the potential abortion of a genome baby. And this puts her at odds, because Nyobi, the character herself, she's very pro-choice. And she ends up going against someone who's the angelic character that you kind of seen as you've been flipping through the Ariel. She's very sort of pro-life, right? So you have these two ideologies sort of clashing together. Now, normally people wouldn't want to see this sort of thing in comics. They're like, well, that's very political. You're dealing with social issues. You're getting controversial. You're going to pick a side. I will guarantee this. When you read this book, it's going to feel like old school X-Men, and there isn't going to be anyone preaching to you to pick a side in this at all. I'm just delivering a story about a situation. The best comic books are the comic books that you read and kind of make you think afterwards. They don't preach to you. They just here's the goods. Make up your own mind. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Think. People don't want to think. What are you talking about? You're in the wrong business here.
Yeah, no, they want to be told, right? No, what they want is to be entertained. What they want is a good story, a good compelling story. This is a good compelling drama with an ending that I don't think anyone's going to expect.
So what's the wing girl's name, the angelic character's name?
Yeah, her name is Ariel.
Ariel?
Yeah, and she's a genome as well, and she believes that she is one of the few, since there's only a few of these characters born with feather wings in Marvel, they actually kind of believe that they're all part of the Vatican. They serve the Vatican. They believe that they are essentially modern day angels here to do the work of the church. Now, I know you're a Christian guy, so I don't know how you feel about that, but, that's the premise of the story.
Yeah. Hey, well, every story's got to have the premise. Everybody has the world building.
The whole book, Ariel's like quoting verses from the Bible, and she's challenging Nyobi on her ideology, and Nyobi's challenging her, and, they do throw down, and there is, a pretty epic fight scene coming up. That much I can give away because that it's in the first cover A. We kind of see them trading blows there.
Yeah.
But no one is it's hard to say who's in the right and who's in the wrong. That just comes down to your own personal sort of philosophies and views.
Yeah.
And again, we don't preach one or the other. I kind of present the two sides of a coin. You can flip it however you like.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I like the art for sure. I like this Matthew Weldon one. Although I'm probably gonna I'm hoping to have enough to get Nyobi Birthright 1 and 2. That's $18 Canadian.
Yeah.
How much is the shipping for Canada?
Dude, it's, you know what shipping is, man. It costs us at least like $8 to $10 to ship anything out. And that's even in Canada, you know.
Yeah.
If you're lucky to fit it as letter mail, I think they call it media mail in the States, and you might be able to get away with $8. So I throw down a $10 shipping charge.
Okay. So that's not too bad. And that is that for Canada and the States, or is the States more?
No, it's for Canada and the States. But as like the tiers sort of go up in price and in weight, then the
shipping's gotta go up. Yeah.
Yeah, they start to change at that point, you know, because we're also doing international. And so, like, you know, if I'm going to send to, say, Australia, obviously that's going to be a few more dollars than sending this off to Ontario.
Yeah, it varies for even Australia because you know who Risey is, I think, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, Risey Lee, no relation to Nyobi Lee, Stan Lee, Jet Lee, Bruce Lee, or Joan Lee. But we do have it on good authority that he might be third cousins with Motley Crue's Tommy Lee. The jury is still out on that.
But a couple of years ago, I sent something, or a year or something ago, I sent something to him, and it was like $5 or $10. Actually, even just what I sent to him, he got you know, Canadian Shield. I sent to him, I think it was like $10 or $11.
Well, here's the thing that I would recommend to all sort of creators, because the biggest mistake that I see a lot of people make is when it comes to shipping, you know. And a lot of times they sort of undervalue the shipping. And a good example of that would be Slick Jimmy from Little Girl Lethal. You know, he severely, and he'll even admit this, you know, himself, which is why I'm bringing it up, that he severely misjudged what it was going to cost to do international shipping, right? And so now he's kind of stuck, you know, paying for a lot of that's going to come out of his own pocket. Now, the way to sort of get around that is, you know, just do up a package, you know, bring it down to your post office, say, hey, you know, I need to get some numbers here. Like, how much is this going to cost to send to Australia? How much is this going to cost to send to Germany? How much is this going to cost to send Brazil? Give them 4 or 5 places and get an idea of what that is actually going to cost. And then you're going to be able to, you know, price accordingly, you know.
Yeah. But to go on, I just after I got all my stuff out, Hope Raven colored for me. I'm not sure whether you know who that is. Part of the cult of Raven. But I did up a little. I did up a little bit of a package. I gave him, you know, an extra. I gave him both covers and some extra, a bunch of sketch cards that I had, and it cost like $22. So just with that little bit of weight extra, it doubled in price.
Yeah, so I mean, this is why sometimes having a scale, I don't have one yet, but a lot of eBay sellers, what they'll do is they'll have a scale at home, and they'll weigh their books because they know where the threshold is from where the price jumps happen, right? So you want to keep it underneath a certain weight to keep it underneath a certain price, then you need to know how much that package weighs. And that includes all the packing material, the bags, the boards, the bubble wrap, whatever else you're using, you know.
Yeah.
But that all sort of factors into the weight of a package, right?
Yeah, for sure. You know, so I wasn't expecting that for even to cost that much, but you know, I'm not worried about it too much. You know,
yeah.
He colored for free, and I actually want to give him some money when I can afford it. You know, but you know, so.
And well, this is another reason why you see a lot of jacked up books. You know, you remember the whole stealing solo fiasco, right?
Yeah.
You know, the reason why these people are sending these books in like bubble envelopes with no protection is because it's cheaper. You know, they don't take into account that your book is probably going to get wrecked in transit. And then people get these books and the bags are folded up and they're, you know, smashed in the mailboxes and the corners are all jacked and stuff. And then they end up paying more in like doing refunds or, you know, exchanges than they are actually just paying for, you know, a sturdy Gemini mailer or something along those lines. You know what I mean?
Yeah. For sure. You know I use bubble mailers to send mine out, but I put in everything in between 2 pieces of foam board.
Right, right. And that's how I did it at the beginning, too. My problem with that method was that I got tired of cutting the cardboard. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, the great thing is I have a small letter cutter or not letter cutter, like the thing that you at school where they cut the paper, and
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah. That's pretty handy. Yeah, but when I started having to do like 150 of these, like cutting out the cardboard for packages, I'm like, man, there's got to be an easier way, And the Geminis were very much an easier way. I got 100 of them for $100 dropped to my door. It's $1 a piece. Pretty much what you're going to pay for a bubble envelope anyway. And then you can put your books in there, and they fold up really nice, and boom, off to the mail they go.
Well, the envelopes that fit a comic, I paid like $45 for 100 of them. But the great thing is though, the place is in my city, so I just could go pick them up. I didn't have to pay for shipping to me. So. In
the chat, we have Eagle43 says you missed BattleTech getting praised, Bullet. Yes, brother. Yeah, I used to play a lot of BattleTech back in the day. We used to do this thing called the Anvil, where like if your mech got killed in the Anvil, right? This is like a convention tournament. Your mech would actually get put on an anvil, and the guy that destroyed your mech get to smash your miniature with a sledgehammer, okay? And then you would take all these smashed up miniatures, and you make them like a hill. And whoever won the anvil, last man standing, would get to put their mech on top of that mound of smashed up mechs, and that'd be given to him as a trophy. It was glorious. I never won the anvil. I tried.
But for those that might happen not to know who Nyobi is, maybe you can tell them out there who Nyobi is.
Rick.
Nyobi, sorry.
I'm trying to get Rick to say anything right. It's a challenge.
Right? Right. I'm here to help him out, Rick. No, it's called Nyobi.
Nyobi.
I'm LP, Rebel Comics. Apparently, I got a new nickname now called Hot Shot, so I'll take that,
Well, it's better than Old Turkey Neck.
Well, that, yeah. I mean, that's Christopher C's gig. I don't think I have a turkey neck. I never really kind of understood that one, but maybe one day I'll catch on.
Well, you could explain it in the chat if you wanted to, but in the meantime, like I said, for those that don't know who Nyobi is, maybe you could let them know.
Well, yeah, as I was saying a little earlier, she's a Japanese pop star who's a genome, has the ability to teleport, slowly wreaking havoc on her body. She kind of works for the United Nations now as like a public ambassador for genomes or mutants, whatever's easier for you. To try and bridge the gap between them and the rest of humanity. And it's just kind of like, how it would be in the X-Men or something like that, where, if you're born with these abilities, you got to be registered, and they kind of keep track of you to make sure that you are not posing any sort of threat to national or world security, that you're not going to like phase through Fort Knox and rip off all the gold or, teleport into the White House and assassinate the president. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
That sort of thing. And, when you have a power like Nyobi, who is one of the very few teleporters in the world, you want to make sure that she's on your side or you got to lock her down,
Yeah, or try to lock her down.
One of the things we'll find out when we do sort of Nyobi origins is that Nyobi actually has a tracker in her so that, her superiors can know where she is at all times. You know what I mean?
Ooh.
And that's kind of like one of the requirements to kind of let her roam freely is that, we need to know where you are and what you're doing.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether I'd like that, even if I had the power.
It's a compromise, you know what I mean? But,
yeah. And of course, you've introduced a new character, as you were saying, Ariel.
Yeah, Ariel.
What can you tell us about Ariel?
Well, you'll learn in issue 2 that, obviously she has the power of flight. She has, winged power. She's slightly stronger than the average human. She's not like Superman, but she's got slightly enhanced strength. And she has the ability to heal not only herself, but others.
Uh-huh. And I guess she just uses the fists for fighting, no swords or anything like that?
She's been drawn with the sword. And so... maybe we'll incorporate that. Matthew Weldon had given her a sword. R.B. White had given her a sword. But in the comic book, itself, she does arrive sort of unarmed. You know, when she arrives here, like in this page that you're looking at, you know, in the mob of protests and stuff, she's not really looking for a fight. She's looking to have a conversation. She's looking to have a discussion to explain to this young woman why, you know, maybe going the abortion route might be the wrong thing for her, and how special this baby is, because this baby that's being born has angel wings, just like Ariel. So Ariel considers this baby to be another angelic being and must be protected. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so this is where this whole controversy sort of comes down. Nyobi's view is, you're not an angel, you're just a genome, you're delusional. You know?
Yeah, for sure.
And Ariel's like, you know, her opinion is, who's to say this isn't how it's supposed to be? You know?
For sure.
Dan O'Bara says, variant cover, man. Yeah, we got lots of them. There's like 8 of them. Eagle43 says, smashed up mechs. Rick, when did this become a horror story channel? Listen, I saw one guy run. Look, not only did you have to, like, you know, buy a mech and bring it to the game and understood that it was going to get wrecked. I mean, if you are going to enter the anvil, you have to understand you're probably not leaving home with your mech. And they had a requirement that the mech had to be painted at least 2 colors, right? And some people, man, put a lot of work into their mech. So I saw this one guy. You know, his mech was about to get smashed. He's like, okay, you know, you put your mech on the anvil. He literally grabbed his mech and ran out of the con.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was pretty lame, you know. When everyone else was like, yeah, okay, smash it, you know. This guy's like, no, you're not smashing my mech, and he grabbed it and runs out, you know. What a fucking piss.
Guess he fell in love with his mech a little bit.
Well, you know. Hold for a sec, okay?
Yeah.
Hello.
Well, so I hope everybody's enjoying this tonight. Which I know I am. Anybody out there got any questions for him? I know I haven't really asked much questions yet, but might as well start getting the questions from the chat right now while people can, if he's away.
I'm sorry, brothers. The call of the job. We should be good for another 3 minutes.
Yeah. Okay, so which cover did Dan do here? Or was it...
Okay, so Dan colored. Remember, he's a colorist, not the artist. So he colored cover. He colored cover A. He colored cover C. He colored Matthew Walden's cover, which is cover D. And he covered cover H, which is Randy Green's cover from Witchblade.
Okay. Cool. And of course
yeah, I put him to work, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I feed his 6 cats, you know?
Yeah.
That's what he told me. He told me he had like 6 cats, man. And he had 8, but 2 of them had died.
Man, that's a lot of cats to feed.
Dude, man, I'm telling you, so that's a lot of, you know, meow mix, man. Like, Bullet says, I'm playing a certain magical virtual on. Rick, any mechabytes?
No, sorry. Well, it looks like you got your first stretch goal here, too.
Yeah, and here's the thing I want people to understand about the stretch goals, because considering, like, a lot of people that, you know, come to back Nyobi are usually in the U.S., these stretch goal prices aren't in U.S. dollars. This is what we do in Canadian dollars. So, yeah, we're almost there to the second one, which would be a print from Shinobi Raccoon. We all know and love Shinobi. And, you know, provided that we can get to 12,000 Canadian, everyone will get the Paul Green postcard with the image of Ariel. And if we get to 15 grand, which I think is doable, because, you know, we still got 23 days left. We just started this thing, honestly. Everyone will get the Ariel button, which is like a, you know, beautiful little pin drawn by the great Josh Spencer of Spencer Tunes.
Cool.
Now, I don't know if we'll hit the Nyobi, you know, Chibi or the Josh Spencer print. It'd be great if we do. But I'm kind of happy, Rick, with how we are right now. If the campaign was on its 30th day, and we have raised what we raised, which is the 9,800 and change. Yeah. Again, that's already better than what we did last time. I'd be ecstatic. But the truth of the matter is this thing still has the potential to go up, and I'm gonna push hard to make sure that it does just that.
Yeah, this is a nice one here, Shinobi print.
Yeah, so everyone will get that fan print from Shinobi Raccoon, provided we can just get like $200 more. You know what I mean? Like.
Oh wow, Shinobi! Oh, well, I didn't realize it was from him. Cool.
Yeah, that's the Shinobi Raccoon print. That's part of the stretch goals, right?
Oh, cool.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so Shinobi Raccoon had done a lot of fan art for us. Every now and then I would just get like this random Nyobi picture from Shinobi, and I'm like, dude, let's just put you on the campaign. Let's show everyone your work, and let's put something out there, And he was all for it.
Yeah. Hey guys, let's if you're out there, go back this. Help. I'm not sure whether Shinobi's getting any money for this, but let's get his artwork out there.
Well, no, he got money for it because I paid him for the picture.
Okay. I wasn't sure whether he just.
No, this wasn't a donation. I said, hey, do something for us, and I'll give you a couple of shekels for it, and that's what we did. And I would expect to see more Shinobi Raccoon in the future because I can't put the Kickstarter link down, Rick, but maybe you can.
Well, it's in the description. The Kickstarter link is in the description.
Okay, cool, yeah.
I made sure to put your link to YouTube, your link to your Twitter, and the campaign in the description.
I appreciate that.
That way, anybody watching this can get to it easily. Because tonight's about promoting this, promoting you. So
no, I appreciate that, man. And the thing about, like I was going to say about Shinobi, is he's working on some other projects right now for other comic book creators. You're going to see a lot more Shinobi Raccoon here in the future.
Yeah.
Well, you can see some right now if you go and buy the Cult of Raven coloring book.
There you go, exactly, on Amazon, man.
Yeah.
Brought to you by great guys like Mr. John Dillard and The Metal.
Yeah, and me. I'm in it.
You. Yeah, and I'm sure I'm missing some names, so I'm sure you guys can fill me in. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Avery Butterworth is in it.
Todd Mulrooney.
Yeah, Todd from Florida, man. There you go.
Elric Cayuga.
Evan Hotep. Flyfox
Evan doesn't actually have a picture in there. There's a picture of Evan in there, though.
Oh, I thought he submitted one. But I guess not. Okay, but Flyfox Pro. Gary,
Flyfox Pro.
The famous Gary Shipman.
It's a pretty loaded book.
All right. Fan art, you say? Yes, sir, Bullet. That's how Shinobi got involved with us. Like I just saw all his fan art and kind of fell in love with it,
Yeah. So maybe how did you come up with your universe of characters? How did you get into comics? For those that do not know.
Well, let me ask you this: have you ever heard of a game called Dungeons and Dragons?
Yes, I have.
Okay, so if you're aware of what Dungeons and Dragons is, like a tabletop RPG, there are other sort of tabletop RPGs out there that are similar but different. One being called Heroes Unlimited from Palladium Books, like way back in the day. So when I was 16 years old, I was playing Heroes Unlimited, which is, a superhero role-playing game, and I had made Nyobi way back in this turbulent time, Rick, called 1990. And I gave her long pigtails and like the gem and the hologram sort of makeup and the Japanese schoolgirl outfit and the whole nine, right? But she was like an influence on my love for, say, like Dazzler of the X-Men, mixed in with a little bit of magic, mixed in with a little bit of gem and the holograms, and mixed in with my love for like late 80s and early 90s sort of anime.
Yo, I love Gem and the Holograms.
Right?
That movie was awful.
It's truly, truly outrageous, But she's a mix of all those things and you know, a little bit more. And that's how she kind of came about as a character, right? But I never had any intentions of making her into a comic book or anything like that. She was just, you know, a role-playing game character. But I was into comics very heavily at that time. And I dropped out of comics shortly after the Image boom, right? When, you know, Wildcats and Cyberforce and all that came out, and they made all this hoopla, and it was like fantastic art, but lacking in story. And then Marvel had lost all their top tier talent, and their books were suck. I just kind of dropped out of comics altogether, and then I kind of got back into it around 2008, and I've been stuck ever since. But in 2011, we started having conventions in our region. You know, they were starting to become very popular, starting to become a thing, pretty much in due to like the movies and stuff like that. And so I started going to conventions again, and I would bring like my portfolio of my very bad artwork and show it to artists in Artist Alley. And, you know, they were drawing commissions of Harley Quinn and Deadpool and whatever. And I'm like, you know, instead of like doing the usual shit, can you guys draw my character? Because I would love to see what she looks like through the eyes of a professional, or at least semi-pro. And yeah, sure, no problem. Next thing you know, I started having this collection of like this beautiful Nyobi artwork. And I'm like, man, you know, we could actually make this into a comic book. Let's do it, you know. And so I wrote a script. I didn't even worry about finding an artist. I didn't care. I just said, you know what? I just want to have a script in my hands, and I'll worry about the rest later. And when I had the script done, I brought it to another convention, and I was talking with a couple of local guys. I'm like, look, guys, I want you to have a look at this, see what you think, and if you're interested, let me know, and maybe we can get this thing off the ground. And I found two guys who were willing to work with me on that, and we put out the first Nyobi in 2015.
Cool.
And the rest is, you know, essentially history. We just kind of built off that ever since. You know, the original Nyobi books were very indie. Not that they aren't now, but they were so much more indie than with just the art style. And we were black and white, and we were just kind of like, I was doing the lettering for like issues 2 and 3, and you know, it was like a hatchet job. You know, they were indie books, but it's what got us to the dance. And then from there, I was able to build up enough money off of each campaign to afford, you know, a different artist, and you know, get some color in the book, and get some, you know, known names like a Matthew Walden or a Paul Green to do some covers for us. And that's kind of how you build, man. You know, it's like Tom Hutchinson from Big Dog Inc. told me, you know, slow and steady sort of wins the race.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, brother. So that's kind of where we stand.
Yeah, and this is your like 8th campaign, I believe, or 9th.
Well, technically it's 8 on Kickstarter, but I've done 2 others on Indiegogo, so it's like my 10th.
Okay.
Yeah, and so the way I work it now is we always do sort of like our main launch on Kickstarter. You know, some people are going to have their opinions on that, and that's fine. But that's where I started back in 2015. I don't even know if Indiegogo was a thing back then. It could have been, but I had no idea it existed. And, you know, we did Kickstarters well up until last year. And then last year, I got convinced of, you should put issue 1, like the old Nyobi issue 1, on Kickstarter, or sorry, Indiegogo, and see if anyone's interested. I said, yeah, we'll reprint it. We'll do a new cover for it by Josh Spencer. We'll throw it out there and see if anyone wants it. And we got funding. I think we made like $2,500 off that, maybe close to $3,000. I was like, okay, that's cool. We put Birthright 1 out there afterwards, and that did like $3,000 and change. So that's what we'll do again. So we'll do this campaign. We'll fulfill it. We'll mail it out. And once I mail out the very last package, Rick, just like I did last time, I'll launch the Indiegogo. We'll have 1 or 2 brand new covers that are exclusive to Indiegogo. And those users who only use that platform, you know, can have the opportunity to get the book.
Cool. And maybe some people from Kickstarter that know can go over there and get the other covers. Everybody's collecting. It depends on whether they're collecting covers.
Dude, that's happened. You know, some people, they want it all. It's like Pokemon. You know, you got to catch them all, and they want the entire set. They want the entire collection, and they'll do that. You know, like the last time we did Indiegogo, we had Luigi Terrell from Rags do the covers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they were hot. You know. And so that was a pretty good partnership. Speaking of rags, I want to kind of push this a little bit. That Nyobi is going to appear in the Sailor Ragoski Hot-Blooded Foreigner storyline. That's going to be at the end of the brand new Rage trade paperback coming out.
Cool, very cool.
And Nyobi will be on the cover of Punchline number 15 in your comic book shops sometime in the early new year. And of course, that is from Matthew Walden and Bill Williams.
Cool. Definitely.
So some cool things coming up, brother.
Yeah, for sure. I guess we should go over the pledges, as they call them.
There's a lot of them, so we'll do the quick version, Rick.
Yeah. Okay, so we have the $5 for the digital for
So let's just talk about that for a split second. People say that digital isn't a thing. Well, I got 18 backers that say that it is. You know what I mean? And there's another digital tier that has backers as well. So I think if you don't offer digital, you're leaving money on the table.
Yeah. Well, heck, even with the Canadian Shield, I got like 10 or 11 digital people. So
yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah. I actually have a preference for digital for like most things, just because it's more convenient.
Well, not only is it more convenient, it's also cheaper, right? So say you do live in, an international country like Australia, you're like, fuck, damn, I don't want to pay $20 for shipping, but I can get this for $5 and still check it out. That might be the way to go for some people, And plus, that's one less book, Rick, you got to pack up, and one less book you got to print, and one less book you got to ship, brother,
Yeah, that's what I told them. It's like, hey, my digital backing probably just paid for somebody's shipping.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's just it, man.
Well, as you know, I did, my shipping was, as far as I was concerned, included in my price, I'm probably going to adjust my prices next time a little bit, depending on where you live. I don't know. I might do something different for some of my international backers, unfortunately. But
Kickstarter Strikes allows you to put in like the shipping costs separately, right?
Yeah.
And so what it does is it just kind of tacks on, like when you go pick a project, you click on pledge now, it will show you the price and then we'll show you what it costs to ship. And then you can decide at that point if you want to do it. Where some of them just kind of have it all included in one, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Dan says you need an EVAS cover for Indiegogo.
The hell's an EVAS?
I have no idea. And Risey's...
No, he's Eric, and I can't say his last name, but this guy has done like a lot of work for Lady Death, Zenoscope, sexy covers, brother. You know what I mean? Yeah. He's like a bucket list dude, like very talented, man. You put EBAS comics on like a Google search, you'll see what I'm talking about.
Risey's here and he says, I don't like digital, but it's cheaper for some if they don't want the actual book.
Well, I think people want the actual book. It's just they have a limit about how much they're willing to pay, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm usually not willing to pay the same price as shipping as the book, usually.
Listen, I'm not either. There's lots of times I've turned down a book I really wanted on Kickstarter, either due to the shipping price or just the overall price. And this is a problem that some people have with crowdfunding, is that like they're used to going to a comic book shop and buying a book for $5 or $6 and leaving, Now it's like, hey, you go to Kickstarter, you go to Indiegogo, you're paying $10 or $15 for a book and maybe another $5 or $10 or whatever it is for shipping. And it's like by the end of it, maybe you're paying $25 or $30 for a comic and you're going, geez, is this really worth it or not? But my argument to that would be this, is that you're not just buying a book. You can't look at Kickstarter and Indiegogo as simply a pre-order store. If you do that, you got the wrong idea of what it's all about. What it's actually meant to be is that you are helping someone you believe in fund their dream. It's cool that you get something in return. Yeah. But that's not what it's all about,
Yeah. Heck, I ordered a few extra, and I'm going to hit some comic shops probably in the next week, probably via email and all that. But I'll put them up on my website, but, the people that get it on my website, they might be getting it cheaper, but they're not getting any of the extras. They're just getting the comic book themselves.
Yeah, they don't get all the tchotchkes and stuff. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a retailer tier in my Kickstarter. So if a retailer does want the book, we'll give them 5 copies of number 1, 5 copies of number 2 for their shop, and we'll give them the Paul Green variant cover as a free throw-in, right? And they can charge $15 for it or $20, whatever they think they can get, and that will probably take care of the shipping that they paid. You know what I mean? So essentially, they're getting the book at cost.
Yeah.
And they can throw it up on the site or on their store shelf, and that's cool. And this is why I don't think that the indie crowdfund model works, is because I have those tiers up. Not one shop has bite yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like I said, I think shops are struggling, and it's a risk for them to invest money into an indie book where they don't know if they can sell it or not.
Yeah, and they're especially struggling right now too. You know, how many of them were barely reopened up? You know,
right? You know, because you have the whole COVID. So if we look at my shop in particular, and it might be different in the States, right? But here in my neck of Canada, my shop is only allowed to have 6 people in the building at any given time. Okay, so that lowers your business right there. You know, because you have to make people wait outside, and people don't want to wait outside, especially when it comes wintertime. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you only have 6 in the building, and then when you walk in the building, you immediately have to sanitize your hands, and they prefer, it's not a rule, but they prefer that you wear a mask. You know what I mean?
Oh, you're lucky here. They have to wear a mask.
Right.
They don't necessarily have to do the sanitize here, but you have to wear a mask.
Well, the reason why they have you sanitize your hands when you walk in the shop is because you're going to be manhandling comic books, right?
Yeah.
You're going to go to the shelf, you're going to pick something up, you're going to put it back, and then someone else is going to pick it up and put it back, you know?
Yeah.
And so that's the kind of the reason why they do that. So, you know, my shop will buy books from me. They give me store credit is what they give me. And then I just give them some books, and I can use the store credit on whatever I want. And I'll get more out of it if I do store credit than I do like them just handing me some cash. And I shop there anyway. So the store credit is actually useful for me. And I just kind of keep my store credit, and I let it build up until I can buy something really nice for myself, you know?
Yeah.
And then my book is on the shelf, and then locals in my area can just go buy it, you know, without having to worry about paying a shipping cost or trying to track me down. They can just literally go to the shop and pick it up off the shelf, or they can even have it added to their pull list, and then whenever a new Nyobi comic comes out, my comic shop will put it in their box, you know?
Yeah.
So that's it's a pretty good relationship there. For a while, my book wasn't even on their shelves because I had a disagreement with the local convention, and that, you know, kind of put me on the blacklist for a little bit. But, you know, I think we pretty much have worked through all that, you know?
Yeah. Oh, which is good for sure. And then up next is cover 2 or cover A, where you get and you get the digital and all the unlocked stretch goals, and anywhere in the world it goes to.
Yeah. So I mean, anyone that gets a physical book, you're going to get all the extras, right? So. You know, obviously stretch goals do not apply to digital because we're not mailing you anything.
Yeah. Well, you can give them a digital version of it. Here's the picture.
Yeah, you know, and the thing is that we have a web store too. It's called Gumroad, right? And the Gumroad has actually been really good to us. We made $1,000 in like 3 or 4 months just selling books on Gumroad. So.
And then
can't complain, Rick. Can't complain, brother.
Yeah, and then you've got number 1, Birthright cover A, which is good.
So here's the thing with that. You know, people might be jumping on. They missed out on the first book. They obviously want to get a hold of it, so we made that available to them. You know.
Yeah.
Maybe they want to get the first book before they get the second, and now they have their opportunity. You know.
Yeah, for sure. And then the Digital Plus.
Yeah,
the digital book.
That gives you a 1 and 2. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Which is good for $10 for sure.
Well, that's $10 Canadian. That ends up being $8 of American, like $8 or $7 US. You know.
Yeah, which is really good for the Americans.
Well, it's good for us because that money converts into Canadian money. Like, you know, they look at our money as monopoly money, and in their eyes, that's very, very true. But to us, Rick, it's real. You know?
Yeah, for sure. And then cover B here is $15.
Well, you know, most people don't even think Canada's real, so you've already got that going up against you.
Right. Blame Canada. You know, South Park saw to that.
I thought it was Australia that they didn't think was real.
So cover B.
You guys are in the same boat.
cover B is done by Steph Wilson, and Steph Wilson has a unique style. It's very bubbly. It's very cartoony. It will remind you of Dan Mendoza from Zombie Tramp. And so I call it cute, sexy, and sassy in one little bundle of joy, you know. But Steph Wilson is probably one of the hardest working men in independent comic books. He has done 70 plus covers this year alone.
Wow.
You know, Steph Wilson is everywhere. He does a lot of work for Big Dog Inc. He does a lot of work for Lily the Demoness. He's done work for Scorpiana. He's done work for, I believe, Into the Suck. Like, Steph Wilson's been on a lot of books, man. He's one of these artists that is getting higher and higher in demand, like, by the day. And that goes for cover C as well for CB Zane. Again, same resume, same lineup of books he's been on. CB Zane's done Into the Suck. You know, CB Zane's not only just a cover artist, but he's also a fabulous interior artist, man. And if no one has checked out Into the Suck or Scorpiana and seen CB's interior artwork, and you miss good, sexy, sort of bad girl comics, you want to, you know, see what that man is doing.
Yeah, and these again, it's $15 for cover C.
Yeah,
and
those
you
are
get the digital.
Again, Canadian, so that's probably going to
Yeah.
be like $12 or $11 American.
Yeah, I keep forgetting to say Canadian.
Well, the thing is, it's important that we say what it is in the U.S. because anyone that's watching your stream is going to see this in Canadian dollars and go, "Oh, that's kind of high, right?" We have to make sure that they understand that it's a lot cheaper for them in the U.S., right?
Yeah, for sure.
We have John Dillard in the chat. He says, "What's up, homie Skillet? What it do?" Yeah, it's what we do, brother. Exactly.
Yeah. And the Matthew Weldon cover here.
So, I mean, do we need to sing the praises of Matthew Weldon, or do we already know them, Rick?
Oh, I think we already know.
Tell them about Matthew Weldon, sir.
Oh, he has a YouTube channel. He's participated in Toronto quite a few times. He's got he's got a book or two of his own. He just had a Indiegogo Punchline. I thought he had another one recently.
Well, Matthew Weldon has been on a lot of books. He's recently done work for Shabby on his book, Vestry, I think it's called. He's done a cover for that. He's done a cover for us. He's working hard on Punchline and doing interior art and covers for Punchline.
Yeah.
And you know, if you look around, you'll see his artwork, you know, showing up everywhere. He does a lot of fan art. You know, he just draws a lot, man. Like
Yeah.
He's awesome.
A great artist, for sure.
And then underneath, you have what I call the hot ticket item, right? This is the Paul Green Ula Moss cover. Now, Paul Green has a stud. The first thing you're going to think of when you look at this is you're going to think J. Scott Campbell, right? A lot of people will mistake Paul's work for J. Scott Campbell's and vice versa. I see it all the time. But Paul is great. He's over in the UK. So is Ula Moss. Now, Ula Moss is the one who colored this cover, and she did a fantastic job. And Ula Moss has worked for everyone, including, like, even currently, Marvel Comics coloring J. Scott Campbell's Black Cat covers, you know?
Oh, cool.
And then you got cover F, which is done by R.B. White. And R.B. White's been with us since Nyobi #2. R.B. White's got a resume that's as long as my arm. You know, he's done stuff in Heavy Metal magazine. He's been in Penthouse magazine. He's a animation teacher at a university in Ontario. I think it's out of Mississauga, if I'm not mistaken. He's worked for Nickelodeon. He's done work for Action Lab Comics, Zenescope Comics, and he's a regular here on Nyobi.
Cool.
Now, Rick, you might want to close your virgin eyes when you scroll down to the next one.
Well, I think you've got a censorship.
Whoa, what's that, man?
You have a censorship over that one.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she's kind of topless. She forgot to put on her breastplate that morning. R.B. White said, you know, let's do a risque cover. Let's do a naughty cover. And he's been at me, Rick, for years to do this, okay? And I was just like, you know, I don't know if I want to do that, you know. He's like, well, you're throwing money away on the table. You know, we can make a killing. I said, okay, you know what? If you really think that, and you really think this is what the people want, we'll do it. We'll do one and we'll see how well it does. You know, so there it is, man. The first ever sort of risque cover. But you know, I want to say this is not what we're about, man. Like when you read Nyobi, the sexiest thing you're going to see in Nyobi is the covers. Like there is really meat and potatoes to our stories, you know.
Yeah. And then you've got the Samurai,
So that is Samir Sameo, and I'm probably butchering the name too, Rick. That's the interior artist for Nyobi. He has his own cover. I believe that the guy that draws the book should have a cover, you know.
Yeah.
And that's, you know, if you want issue 1 and 2 with his cover, that's how you can get them.
So that's $18, which is 18 Canadian, which is a very good deal. So that's probably like 15 or less American.
Yeah, I would say 14 or 15 American. You got to understand that the exchange rate is about 25%, and that goes up and down depending on the day.
Yeah, which is good. And then the Randy Green here cover.
Now, again, talk about a guy that's got a resume as long as my arm. I keep mentioning Witchblade, but he's done Star Wars. He's done New X-Men. He's done New Mutants. He did the Emma Frost miniseries. You know, this guy's been around for a long, long time. You know, he's a Top Cow guy. You know what I mean? So if you ever bought stuff from Top Cow, you probably have Randy Green artwork in your collection somewhere.
Dillard says, however, smart is what he's all about. So
you know, I hear you, man. I hear
he
you.
might be getting that. Art of Reed says he likes the fair bombs.
Is there going to be like a nude Canadian buckler cover?
I have no idea.
Right, Rick. You know, Captain America has shown his penis, right?
I thought that was Batman.
No, Chris Evans has
yeah.
leaked his penis on his Instagram.
Yeah. Well, Batman did the Batwang in the Black Label comic as well. But Rick, what I want to know is, will we see a nude Canadian Shield cover?
No.
No.
Hey, mine's a Christian one, so if I did something like that, I'd hear no end of it. I'd probably be bankrupt.
Well, we're not going to cross that bridge. I got you.
Now, you know, somebody out there might eventually do it that I'm not privy to, of course.
Yeah, but
yes.
Dillard is putting some nudity on the cover for his harem manga of the Harem Manga Contest 2020.
2020, brother. Arthur Reed says, I like the bare boobs. And Dillard says, nude buckler, yes, but no face. Just crotch down. It's a hot day. Yes, sir, man. I hear you. The new cover. I'm still, I'll be honest, Rick. I don't even know what to think of it. Like, I don't know, like, if we'll ever do one again. So this might be like, you know, the rare of the rare. You know, like.
Yeah.
But the Randy Green cover is cool. Most of our covers feature the new character, but when Randy Green came on board, I said, you got to draw like Nyobi. Don't worry about drawing the Angelic character. I said, just draw Nyobi. And I said, make it feel like an homage to the, you know, bad girl comics of the 90s. And I think he pulled it off.
Yeah. It looks like it could easily be Catwoman or Black Cat type pose.
And and then he's got like the little panty shot in there and stuff. Yeah. Like it's pretty funny, but yeah.
And then you've got Nyobi Birthright, the Sailor.
Ragu. So if anyone did miss out on the Sailor Ragoski sort of variant crossover cover, we do have those available. If you're a fan of Rags, you're a fan of Luigi Terrell, you missed out on that. You can get that. You can't get the other one though, because that was an Indiegogo exclusive. So if you missed out on that, nothing we can do. And that cover there you're looking at, that was Paul Green's cover from Nyobi Birthright #1. We put those in the Ultimate Paul Green combo pack, and that tier sold out.
Wow, that is good. The 9.8.
Those are gone too. So I have a CGC account now, a creator's account. So I can send in my books. They give me a pretty nice discount. They'll give me fast tracking for free. And they'll, label it as a signature series, which means I've signed these books. They verified that. It's got the yellow label, and it notes on the yellow label that it is Ariel's first appearance in the book. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, we're registered with CGC. They recognize Nyobi as a legit comic book. And, yeah, I had 3 of these 9.8s. They're all gone.
If you don't mind me asking, how much did that cost?
Well, for us, because we're in Canada, it's a little bit more expensive because we have to, again, pay that exchange rate. So it averaged about $35 a book, 35 to $40 a book.
Uh-huh.
So I did 5 books. It cost me just slightly under $200. But you know what? I put one on the website on the Gumroad, sold it for $125.
Yeah.
I paid for over half of it right there. I kept one for myself, and then 3 went up on the Kickstarter, and they're all gone. So
yeah, because I'd like to.
We made money from that. You know what I mean?
I would definitely like to do that for the Canadian Shield. Maybe put a couple of my covers and put a couple of the John Dillard covers through that.
Right. So you would need to contact them, like go to their website.
Yeah.
Create an account, send them an email, tell them who you are and what it is you do. There's like a form they'll have you fill out.
Yeah.
They're gonna want like links to your website and examples of your stuff and things like that. But give them all that, and you should be good to go.
Yeah. That's not bad. About $35, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it ends up being about $15 a book, but then they have like a handling fee, and then there's like a shipping fee, and then you might get dinged with customs, and
Yeah. But yeah, it should be worth it, hopefully.
Well, I found it worth it. I mean, I'm definitely going to do it again. Once I get my new books for number 2, I'm going to send them probably 10 books this time instead of 5. And, I'm going to get a few different covers graded. They all came back 9.8s, which was fantastic. So that was cool.
Well, that's good. Very good. And yeah, you said those, and then you've got the naughty one here for sale, as you call it.
Yeah, we charged a couple extra bucks for that one.
Yeah, and you've got 10 backers so far over the 100. So.
Well, yeah, and then we've offered that cover in a couple of different other tiers, and then I get like messages. So people, they want to add things on to their pledges, right? And so I've gotten numerous requests of like, hey, how can I get cover G added on to my thing,
Yeah, that's the problem with Kickstarter. You can't do the add-ons behind the scenes.
No, they are working on that to have an add-on feature. It's in beta testing right now. I opted not to use it. Like, I just don't want to mess around with that. I want to wait till I see it in action and stuff. And then if it works and it's like a shopping cart, like the way we hope it will be, then, we can incorporate that in future campaigns. But, let's see what happens with their beta testing first.
Yeah. And then Nyobi Birthright cover number 1. Oh, you get all the covers from the first one for $50.
You get all the covers but the Paul Green one because that was the limited edition.
Alright.
But you get like cover A, B, and C and the Sailor Rogowski crossover cover.
And nobody's gotten that yet. I guess a lot of people have them all, so.
Well, there's that, but there's also like another tier where you get like all the covers from number 1 and number 2, and I think like 8 or 10 people opted to do that one.
Yeah. The Moncton
Hunter tier. A lot of comic books in a box that will be coming to those people,
Okay, what is the Moncton Hunter Moncton Comic Hunter tier?
All right, so that is for my shop here in the city of Moncton. So that is a tier that is just for them. So the Comic Hunter at some point will back that, and I just bring them a bunch of comics.
Okay. The retailer tier.
Yeah, basically same thing as the Comic Hunter tier, but this is for retailers. The Comic Hunter tier I don't have to ship, right? But these would have to be shipped.
Yeah. Let's see. The red and white combo. RB combo?
Our RB white combo pack. So that's going to give you the naughty cover along with RB's cover from Birthright 1 and the modest cover from number 2, along with the naughty cover.
Oh, cool. Well, that's not bad for $55.
Yeah,
Canadian.
Yeah, so that's probably like 46 American.
Yeah.
Something like that.
And here's probably $130 for all the covers except for that one from number one. Then the specialty cover from Nyobi Birthday number one. Oh no, this is just all of them from number two.
Yeah, that's just all of them from number two, man. You get the whole shebang. You want the whole set? Well, we'll send it to you.
And then $175 for everything from 1 and 2.
Yeah, and there might be a couple other things in there too. Like it's kind of blurry on my end, so I can't see what's there. But I might be able to bring that up.
Well, it just says the only other thing it says is all the unlocked stretch goals.
Yeah. You get the Sailor Rogoski cover,
and the digitals,
and the digitals, and all the tchotchkes. You're right. And then when you scroll down, this is what's sold out. So the Ultra Apollo Green combo pack, that's gone. There was only 20 of those. I get more people asking me for that, but no, that's gone. And then there's the Everything I Got tier, right? So this gives you, and this is gone as well, but it gave you all the covers from number one, including the limited edition one. It gives you all the covers from number two. It gives you the Paul Green metal print. It gives you the original Nyobi number one from 2015. Plus, it gives you the CGC 9.8 Signature Series book.
Wow! For $340.
Yeah, that and all three of those are gone, dude. $1,000 of our campaign came from that alone.
Yeah. That's why you need the big tiers, right?
Well, you need, it doesn't hurt. A lot of people that run big tiers, they do a couple different things. Some people might draw you into the book, which is a really cool tier.
Yeah.
Some people will offer the CGC books, right? There are lots of things you can do with those big tiers. Some people will offer like original art or pages from the book,
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely have your big tiers. You got some high rollers that may want to take advantage of that.
Well, unfortunately, I'm probably not going to be able to include my next campaign. I'm not going to be able to include my really big tier, although I might be able to include it just for Canada. And that's I hand deliver the book to you.
I get worried when I see stuff like that because you just never know whose house you're gonna knock on. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Well, if they've got 50
one person in all of Canada that would be interested in it.
Well, what if you just come with you show up and they're just like some really weirdo,
Hey, I said I'd hand delivered. I never said I have the option of whether I stay or not.
Well, dude, if you're gonna fly to like another province in Canada to hand deliver a book, you're probably gonna hang out for a bit. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, but like you said, if they're really, really weird, I might say, "Oh, sorry, gotta go."
Now, Rick, during the course of this broadcast, we did pick up another backer, so I'd like to thank that individual. And Rick, they backed digital.
Oh, that's good. That's very good.
See, digital is a thing. Some people might just want to check it out. Yeah, I'll throw you $4 or $5. Boom,
Oh yes, that backer happens to be right here.
There you go. Thanks, brother.
I looked at it. It's like $5 Canadian, and I click on it. Oh, it's only $3.87 in real money. So okay.
Does it really break it down by the cent like that? See, I didn't know. So $3.87 now. For a cup of coffee at Starbucks, you can check out my book. You know what I mean? But coffee at Starbucks is probably even more than that.
Probably. I'll probably have to pay like $4 something for a standard cup.
Right?
Dan says, "Cool idea for a horror movie. The comic delivery guy."
Right. You probably be okay, but you just never know.
Yeah,
it's a strange world out there.
Hey, like I said, the great thing is, I don't say I'm going to party with you or anything. I just say I'm going to hand deliver it to you. So you get to meet me and say hi. Okay, we met. Bye!
So we have Darken Link says, wait, the creator of Nyobi is Canadian as well? Yes,
yeah.
Yes, bye.
Yeah.
Not am I Canadian. I'm on the east coast of Canada.
Yeah.
Which, real Canadians call us Newfoundlanders, even though we're not Newfies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I went to Calgary and I started talking to people like, they immediately picked up on like I guess I have like a East Canadian accent, you know. And so like you're from Newfoundland. I'm like, well, no, actually I'm from New Brunswick, but you know, close enough, I guess. You know, like
I don't detect that accent actually.
no, well they did out west, man. They certainly did.
Oh, I hear it immediately. I actually have a friend in Calgary, and I've been on call with him. And people from Calgary, they sound like they're just from like the very middle of the U.S. Like there's almost no difference in the accents. Yeah,
you know, a lot of them sound like Bret Hart. You ever hear Bret Hart talk? They actually kind of
yeah.
Dylan says, sounds like a super pre-Herbie tier, seeing as how Rick is probably the weirdest person that buys comics.
Damn, brother.
Yeah, and Dark and Link is on the West Coast, so.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure whether you knew, so that's, neat.
You know, I've been to Calgary a couple of times. I've done the fan expo out there. I got to meet like a lot of cool people. Got to talk with Jim Shooter. Got to give Todd McFarlane my book. You know, I got to meet Stan Lee before he passed. That was a really good show that year, man.
Oh, that's good. Meeting Stan. Bullet says he says he finds it funny. No one ever says he has an accent. Another East Coast.
I'll tell you, when I met Stan, he was hurt. You know, like. He was like 93, 94 years old. This is like a couple of years before he passed. I actually, I felt cool meeting him, but I also felt really bad for him. Like, because you see him, he's very old looking, all hunched over, looked tired as hell. I'm like, Jesus, dude. Well, they're sucking you dry, brother.
Yeah, that's how I felt. He couldn't even get off his stool.
Yeah. It was, it was cool to meet Stanley, but it was also almost heart-wrenching at the same time, And it wasn't cheap. It was like $120, like to go up and get your shit signed and get the certificate and stuff. And they were milking it. That's for sure.
Yeah.
McFarlane was really cool though. Like he didn't charge anyone for anything. He came down and shook everyone's hand. He stayed longer than he was supposed to. He when you got up to him, to get your stuff signed and talk, he would give you time. He spend 5 or 10 minutes with you if you wanted to. You know what I mean? Because Todd McFarlane's a guy that likes to talk. And I got to hand deliver the president of Image Comics my book, so that was a bucket list thing.
That is definitely cool, and of course another Canadian.
Well, that's why he was at the Calgary Expo, because that's where he's from originally, and that's why Stan Lee was there, because Todd had convinced him to come.
Cool. Yeah, I'm hoping to get like both cover A's from 1 and 2.
Yeah. Great work. I mean, those are covers you can bring, around your girlfriend or to your wife. They're not going to get you in trouble, right? They are safe for work. And I would advise that to people that don't necessarily like the cheesecake sort of style covers, man. We got covers that won't get you in trouble with the missus,
Yeah.
That's about it, brother, man.
Anybody in the I was gonna say, anybody in the chat got any questions or metal? Fire them away. I got a few more minutes, and then I'm gonna have to duck out and actually do my job. But I'll stick around for 5-10 minutes and see if anyone has got anything.
Oh, that's all we got left for the show anyway. It's about a few minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we end at midnight my time.
Yeah, okay, and that'll be 1 o'clock for me. That works out really well, brother. And I thank you for having me on, by the way. I'm sorry it took a while to get this moving, but we got her done.
No problem. This stuff happens. Hey, it's not like it hasn't happened before, but hey, it's the way of my show. Everything happens in its time for whatever.
Well, dude, I'll tell you, it's been nonstop, right? Like I'm at work and I'm working, and I don't even mean like working on my job. I'm working on this, Yeah. So it's all consuming right now, with the Facebook and Twitter and promoting and going on streams and just trying to get the word out there. Plus dealing with like sort of the drama, that comes with it. That sucks up some time and energy too. Probably more than it should. What I mean? But it's there. And it's an unfortunate reality of what it is that we do, whether it's comic books, any sort of form of entertainment, because everything's just so divisive and politicized right now that everyone and their mama has an opinion. They're not scared to share it with you, and they can tweet it out in 5 seconds or less of the world. So, what do you think is going to happen when you have something like that on the go? You know what I mean? People are going to fight. People are going to bicker.
Dillard has a question. He says, I have a question. What do you think of the direction I'm taking the Nyobi drawing?
I haven't seen it.
It's on Twitter.
Isn't it? Okay. I haven't seen it yet. Yeah, you had told me yesterday about it, Metal, and I meant to go over and check it all out, and then I got sidetracked with something, and I completely just didn't do it. I have to actually, maybe I'll go, let me look right now and see what's going on here.
It should be in your notifications. He tagged you in it.
Here, I got a black and white version of it. He started.
Yeah, I have like 20 notifications I haven't clicked on yet.
Yeah. Gets busy.
It's not even busy. It's a work night, right? So I literally get home. I kind of stay up for an hour or two, and then I'll go to bed, and then I wake up at the last minute and I rush here. So I haven't really had a chance to really look at too much today.
Okay,
I'm gonna go look.
Right, if you look at this screen.
Oh wow! No, I'm looking at the screen right now, brother. I'm logging into my Twitter as we speak. Wrong password.
He graffitied a lot of our
dude.
names.
That is fucking wicked, man. Look at that. That could be a cover all on its own right there. You know what I mean? I love how he's got the logo up in there. That's kind of semi-transparent. But I love the metal. You see that, man? And what's that word behind Nyobi? I can't because I don't have it blown up.
Buckler is going across it.
Buckler, epic, man. And then underneath her we got, what's that? Wolf? Is that what's
Wolf milk?
Wolf milk. See, I have no idea what that reference is at all.
Malin. And then Jimmy is from Jiminy Cricket.
Okay.
Uncanny Kodiak. He's put on the color one, Purple Moon put on there. I think he might be putting Cross Comics on there somewhere. And then you got the Cult of Raven there too.
I love this, man. Hold on, I gotta bring this up on my screen. Just give me a second here. We gotta tweet this out to everyone here, man. Let me see 12 notifications. What's going on here? Oh yeah, okay, I got it. All right. First of all, let's give this a big heart. Let's give this. I want to quote tweet this. Man, this is freaking epic, because that is the word I want to use. I love it. Man, imagine how cool this would be colored. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and he's in the middle coloring it right now.
Hold on.
I've seen it a little bit earlier colored. Dan says,
I'll
awesome.
Talk to John to see, maybe how much he wants for this. You know what I mean? Because I would love to use this for something, whether that be a print or a cover or something. Maybe we can do something with this on the Indiegogo campaign. You know what I mean?
The Indiegogo campaign cover?
Well, yeah. Why not? Why not? Right now I got Josh Spencer. He's going to do one. I was thinking 2 or 3 for Indiegogo. So this could be the way. This is the way.
It is the way.
Yeah.
Man, okay. I'm still writing my message here.
Live reaction says.
live reaction, man. I was totally. I haven't seen this before. This is it, man. I gotta share this on Facebook too. This is the second time that someone's kind of put Nyobi behind some graffiti, and I think it's so awesome. So what I want to do with Nyobi in the future is kind of give it a more cyberpunk look. I'm kind of really big into the cyberpunk genre right now. And I got a couple of ideas, and I want to have like Nyobi's face paint almost like glowing neon, you know what I mean, and like glowing neon streaks in her hair. And if like we can put like some of the graffiti in the back almost glowing neon, you know what I mean? I think this, like, color wise, this could like just fucking be even more epic than what it is. I love the studded glove here too. Check that out that he's got on her, right? Like with her hand between her legs. She's got like the classic 80s metal like studded glove, you know?
Yeah.
Like
he says he's coloring her all sweaty and grungy.
Well, she can get that way, man. She can get that way. Whatever he does is going to be cool. I have 100% faith in John Dillard's artistic ability here. So yeah, have at her, brother. Have at her, man. Shadowrun. Shadowrun was a cool game. The thing about Shadowrun was it incorporated fantasy with technology, right? So you can be like an orc net runner sort of thing. I used to play. I never played a lot of Shadowrun. I knew of it. I used to play a game called Cyberpunk 2020, which was essentially the same idea, but take out the fantasy element, you know? So it was just like, the cybernetics and the weaponry without like the fantasy creatures and the magic, you know?
I remember when Cyberpunk was good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I can't wait for the game, Cyberpunk 2077. I'm waiting in anticipation. I live stream video games. I'm going to live stream the hell out of that when it comes out. I want to get a PlayStation 5, but their pre-orders are already sold out. You can't probably touch that now until after Christmas. But Star Wars Squadrons is coming out October 2nd, and that's going to be another game I'm going to dive right into. So.
Dylan says the reference picture didn't show her left arm, so he took liberties.
Yeah, well, this is it, man. Whenever an artist draws Nyobi, they'll say to me, "Do you have anything particular in mind?" And 9 times out of 10, unless if I really have like an idea that I know will suit their style, I usually tell them just have at it. Just do your thing. Draw her. The way you would want to draw her, and usually that gives artists a lot more freedom to do their thing and express their creativity than me saying, she's got to be in this pose and doing this, and she's got to look just like that. Usually they just get it. You know what I mean? Like they just understand and they run with it. And
like if I was doing a book, I'd probably be pickier about how the character came out. But if somebody's just doing like a pin-up or some type of exhibition piece, just do whatever the heck you want. You think it looks good. I want to see your voice come out of it.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's how I was when I was getting the commissions done initially at the cons. It was just like, do your thing. Let me see your vision, And some of that vision has gotten incorporated and some of it not. I love this studded leather glove, though. Like I said, he took a liberty and, he put something really cool on her that, maybe we'll use in the future. You know what I mean? Maybe she'll start wearing that,
Cool. Okay, so metal. It is now 12:02. So
we ran 2 minutes overtime, Rick. It's like a game of hockey.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see.
Rick, who's your favorite hockey team? You have one?
The Make Me Laugh. I mean, the Maple Leafs.
Right on, brother. That's where I stand too.
Okay. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. So let's see. Can we pin metal here?
Yeah, it probably wouldn't surprise you being in Texas that my favorite is the Dallas Stars.
The Dallas Stars. I remember when they were called what was it, the Minnesota North Stars?
Yeah.
That's taking me
better
back.
in Dallas, though.
Right? That's taking me back a day or two,
So metal, you want to promote?
Yeah, as usual, just go to xdynamuschaos.com. I got a lot of stuff that you can read for free. Comics, long form, short, and some prose. And if you enjoy it, feel free to tip. We'll take anything you're willing to give.
That's right, brothers.
And, of course, Rebel.
Well, we promote it the whole night. I mean, not sure what else I can say, but, tune in to Rebel Comics tomorrow night. We're gonna cover bits of news, I guess, that's happening, some stirrings and some rubblings in the independent comic book community that I plan to address in the usual Rebel Comics style. But if you just want to follow me, it's Nyobi Comic on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and you can hit me up at any of those spots. But honestly, man, we just hope that you check out the Kickstarter, and if there's something there you like, maybe you'll consider backing.
Okay. And I want to thank Rebel for coming on, Larry. Thank Metal. Thank Marsupio for when he was on earlier for all coming on. Thanks everybody in the chat for coming by, checking out. If you get to subscribe, please subscribe. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers here so we can hit that monetization goal.
Dude, it's a hard climb, ain't it, man? Listen, I've been doing YouTube for a number of years now, and I can't get past 500. You know, I've never been able to pass 500. I'm working on 500 again for the channel. We're 18 away, man. And then once you get to 500, it's like, okay, YouTube notices you a little bit more, and then you start that push for that 1,000. And I hear you. I want to get there too, brother. So let's get Rick to 1,000.
Yeah,
let's get to 1,000.
I'm just over 300 away. I need 315 somewhere around there.
Brother. You've been growing, sir. You've been growing.
Yeah, unfortunately, most of them don't come around because I got it through another YouTube channel where they push that sort of stuff.
Sure.
But hey,
well, if you even have like 10% of your subscriber base watching, that's usually about the norm. So if you have like 400 subscribers, maybe 40 of them are like checking out the stuff, and then like the rest of them might drop by every now and then, but usually are just what we call like inactive subscribers.
Yeah. But that's all right. Eventually we'll get there. Maybe we'll be rich and famous by then. But
dude, one can only hope, brother? I keep saying what? There's money in comic books? No one told me,
Yeah, so everybody, thanks for coming by, and we will see you tomorrow night. I'll be drawing up the Canadian Shield per your request of going through my characters that appear in the first year and a half that are all on
Rick,
my website.
Thank you for having me on, brother. I really appreciate it, man. It's a good interview, and I love talking to you. And if you're around tomorrow night, it's probably going to be like open door for Rebel Comics. So if you guys want to come in and I can return the favor for you, let's do that.
Yeah, for sure. Sounds great.
All right, brothers.
Okay. See everybody. Bye. God bless.
Catch you later.
Have a great night.
See you later, Metal Man. And John Dillard, again, awesome piece, man.